Amidst all of the backlash surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ubisoft suffering in general from game flops like crazy, even look at the Star Wars. I don't even remember what it's called. That's how forgettable. Star Wars Outlaws. Even look at Star Wars Outlaws not meeting even close to the expectations that they had for it. They've flop after flop, bad reception, like actual investors saying, please sell the company. They have just stepped in poo poo. And so, anyway, now with Assassin's Creed Shadows, they recently announced the delay. It was originally supposed to come out this month in October, but now it is set to release in February during Black History Month. Coincidence? I don't know. But anyway, and there are a lot of speculations about what is going to be changed and what they're going to do. Some are even saying that people have questions. They're like, are we going to get a different protagonist? Because that's one of the big issues in this case. Japan has been incredibly disrespected by Ubisoft in more ways than one with this game. And there's been a giant backlash surrounding it as a result. So let's go ahead and dive into this video and talk about what is going on in this case. So we have Rhino the Bouncer here, who has reported all of this going on and has made this very easy for us with some bullet points. He says, report/huge Assassin's Creed Shadows info on the delay from Tom Henderson. Now, who is Tom Henderson? He's the owner of Inside Gaming IG. Okay, so apparently he gets anonymous tips, things like that. He does have a lot of followers. So again, take these as rumors, if you will, rather than facts, but also does seem pretty credible. So I would hold some weight to what he's saying here. So this is what we've learned here. Yasuke is not going to be removed, okay? So he's still going to be in the game, most likely as the lead protagonist, which I think it's fine. It would have been fine if they wanted Yasuke in the game, but he should have been an NPC character, just like we've had Da Vinci as an NPC character before in Assassin's Creed. That's what I think should have been done with Yasuke instead of making him the main character. All right, so the team has been actively addressing many of the historical and cultural concerns which started before the game's reveal following external playtests and were accelerated further following the game's initial reveal and mass feedback. So there are a ton of things that they're getting wrong with Japan in terms of, even things with like the Sakura cherry blossoms. When they would be in season, different emblems, different structural things, and in general, just a lot of issues. And of course, including Yasuke's portrayal and his history. So also changing some of Yasuke's story and how he's portrayed in the game, which I'm very curious about that, because according to Japanese history, Yasuke wasn't a samurai, he was a retainer. And so them trying to portray him as this samurai, it definitely does change things, and Japan doesn't like it because they're revising the facts, first of all, and they're also, as some Japanese people have said, it's also making Japan look racist, because it's making it look like, hey guys, this is the truth, he was actually a samurai, and then it makes Japan look like they're trying to pretend like he wasn't because he's black, So we have fixing architectural details and ensuring that the game is historically grounded while fitting into the Assassin's Creed universe. Now, architecture stuff was a thing. They had, like, on one of my last videos about this, they had like a broken, what was it called again? I forgot what it's called, but like a broken structure. There was a structure that's supposed to have like 2 legs on it, and it only had one. And the only time that you've ever seen one with just one was during like the just destruction from Hiroshima. So yeah, that just didn't seem very good. So such issues should have been caught internally before the game's reveal, especially given Ubisoft's strict asset approval process. This is the thing, is they've hired for their expert historian this woman who wasn't so much an actual Japanese historian, but more so a queer historian, or trying to, her specialty is queer relationships in ancient history or in Japan or whatever. I read more info on that on a previous video, but yeah, that's her thing. So that is the historian. We already know seemingly they are going to have Yasuke with the option to have some gay romance. Yeah, we're sick of this crap. I'm just saying. So, and this is the thing. I would say I'm an Assassin's Creed fan, not so much anymore, but I used to play so much Assassin's Creed, and but the last Assassin's Creed that I actually enjoyed was Odyssey, but I don't have any intentions of playing this at all. All right, so these issues fell through the cracks because historical experts were brought onto the project much later than usual for a project of this magnitude, and that miscommunication between teams and cutting corners when it came to the approval process of assets to meet deadlines were also at play. All right, so the game is currently not at the stage it needs to be for release, and some tweaks to some gameplay mechanics and elements that are going to take some time to incorporate. While some of these issues were highlighted in recent playtests and mock reviews, these are end of development issues that will take a little longer. So 7 developers working on the project said that they have been pushing for a delay for some time, and their situation had even been heard at other studios in the company. Delay comes down to a strict development timeline and the need to address issues caused by the set timeline. As for why Ubisoft HQ continues to ignore the developers on almost every level, Ubisoft's executive committee and board of directors will decide in their review, although 80% of 40 Ubisoft developers think this ends in no change or layoffs, but that's another story on the internal issues for another time. So Ubisoft Quebec will release Assassin's Creed Shadows on February 14th, 2025, and while the game isn't matching Valhalla in pre-order numbers, which launched on Steam and past generation consoles, the numbers are solid and are likely to rise further given its Steam release announcement. Supposedly solid. I don't know about that. So I do know for sure the pre-order numbers are significantly lower than there we go, only about 7%. To me, that doesn't sound solid. That doesn't sound good. I don't know Ubisoft, if they're the internal team, what they're saying. They're trying to build morale and say, hey, it's okay, this is good, this is fine. But to me, only about 7% of the pre-order numbers of Valhalla during the same time period does not, 7%, not even 10%. 7. That sounds terrible. Absolutely terrible. And here's the thing is Assassin's Creed Shadows, an Assassin's Creed set in Japan. I mean, this has been a weeb gamer's dream. We've been wanting this. So there's, not only do I think that the Assassin's Creed Shadows should have been able to meet the same pre-order numbers as Valhalla, but it should have exceeded it because this is something that fans have wanted for a long time. And when you cross over gaming and weeb, you hit the jackpot because there's a lot of crossover. A lot of us are weebs and gamers. So, I mean, you had a winning formula here. It wouldn't have been hard. This could have been one of their easiest projects. Free money. Print that money. This could have been so easy for them, but instead they had to go in a very controversial direction. And instead of giving us a Japanese samurai, in this case, they had to turn a retainer into a samurai. And so, yeah, Kongman even made a tweet. He replied to them. He got blocked, but Kongman was like, yeah, no thanks, cancel it all together. Don't really want to see a black man beating up Japanese people. We can go to San Francisco if we want to see that. So, I mean, they really dropped the ball here. This should have been easy mode. This should have been easy money. And let's face it, Ubisoft they need a success right now, desperately, given where they are and the failures that they have produced as of late. So instead, they did this. And now this is where we're at. So anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can catch me on my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.